I look okay? Yeah. Well, hello, good people. Coming live from Las Vegas. Hello. What's up, guys? I'm Dimitri with HardwareCanucks, and we're back again with a low-profile Tesoro keyboard. Now, this one's been around on the horizon for like a year. So exactly last year at CES, everyone went crazy for their integration of a low-profile mechanical switch in this very beautiful low-profile body. At Computex we saw it was like halfway done, and now we finally have the keyboard. This is still a handmade sample, but full details on what this thing is about are in our hands. So let's talk about that. But first, huge thank you to our sponsors, Fantex, Corsair, and Cooler Master for making this CES possible. So the model name is finally revealed. This is the Gram XS. XS stands for extra small. As you can see, it's a very low profile keyboard, low profile flat keycaps, and when you press them, they kind of like submerge entirely into the frame and they look quite cool. And obviously the white frame makes the color and the lighting pop. I absolutely love what Tesoro is doing in terms of the color customization with their keyboards. They look absolutely beautiful. A lot of you may be thinking about a TKL version, and perhaps you want a TKL version before a full-size board. By the way, if you want to see my video on how to utilize a full-size board and why it's superior, check it out over here. But we are told that TKL is on the horizon and Bluetooth is also kind of in the works. So I'm really that'll be a fantastic way to see TKL version, wireless, mechanical, and this switch, don't know exactly how much power it requires, but if they're talking about having this switch on a wireless body, then that's a good sign. Obviously, everyone's gonna be excited to hear about the actual shipping date. Global shipping date will be end of January, so that's awesome, but you're gonna have to pay quite the price for this one. It's going to be priced at $149, which is quite expensive, I would say, because for this new switch design and the low profile body, not many companies do that, and therefore you kind of a niche thing. But to put it in perspective, their Gram SE Spectrum, which is the slightly, which uses the optical switches and slightly more thicker body, of course, it goes for $119. So there is a quite chunky price premium to pay for something that is this thin. So now let's talk about the low profile switches. So a cool little tidbit is that they don't have the name for the switch yet. So it would be a cool opportunity to get this engagement going. So if you have any ideas on what you'd like the switch to be called, leave them in the comments below. It will come in two variants, red and blue, red being the linear switch and blue being the clicky type with the little actuation point, the clicky tactile point. The specifications, so the actual actuation distance is 1.1 millimeters on both red and blue. The actuation force, so this is pretty interesting, it's gonna be 40 grams on the blue and 45 grams on the red. So the blue switch is a bit lighter, apparently. I'm guessing it's to provide that nice tactile feedback so the keys don't feel too heavy, and especially because we have only 3 millimeters of travel distance, I'm guessing it would be better to have a lighter tactile switch than a heavier tactile switch on such a a low key. So the keycaps are utilizing the floating chiclet style, so naturally they have more like leaniness and wobble, but in the final production model they are trying to secure it so the keycap is quite stiff and doesn't wobble too much when you type on it. And one of the biggest changes they're also rolling out is the software, which utilizes a totally new UI, which is clean, and it's not that really weird gamery crap that we've seen in the past. So in this way, it'd be like their hub for all their peripherals, so you can customize per key lighting, save different profiles, do macro customization, and yeah, the UI as we've seen it is much better than before. And as for the keyboard itself, we have AND key rollover, a 6-key rollover. You can lock the keyboard, you can adjust the brightness, you can record macros on the fly, you can disable the Windows key. We have 3 profiles on the keyboard, so you don't have to require to re-download the software to access your saved settings, macros, or lighting. And we have media controls in the top F keys. And so obviously there's big demand for a slim mechanical type of keyboard, and from my experience of typing on it, it's nice, but the bottoming out feels a little too harsh, and I wish that it was a bit squishier. I'm very used to the contact point on my MacBook Pro, or like the really fast rebounds on some other notebooks. So this one is kind of in between. The rebounds point is not as sharp, and I feel like the actually bottoming out effect is a little too harsh. So what do you guys think about the Gram XS? Let us know in the comments below. From my point of view, I'm really looking forward to that Bluetooth TKL version, because I think that will be really just a knockout of a keyboard for anyone who's looking for something slim and looks beautiful, obviously because of the RGB and white frame. Now in terms of the actual thickness, they've made it a bit thicker than the original because they've added a steel plate at the top, yeah, it looks actually fine. Obviously the cable is removable, it is braided, so you can maneuver that any way you please. And yeah, that's the Gram XS. And one more cool product from Tesoro is coming out from this is the Gram TKL. So it's basically just a TKL version of the Gram keyboard, which is the full size. It's utilizing the same, what are these switches called? They're the low profile agile switches that come in red and blue. And it's got that low profile keycap, and it's TKL. It's going to be $99 and it's going to be shipping sometime in March. All right, guys, so that's it for Tesoro here. Let us know what you think of this final release of this long-awaited product, and if you're satisfied with it. I was actually hoping for a slightly slimmer body. I wasn't expecting to be, the final production to be that thick, but because they added the steel plate and I'm guessing it needed some extra room for the switch, yeah, I'm okay with it. But let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next CS video.